3223B Crossville 59.
3223.
Show myself in 3275, 10-8 on Parksville Lake.
We were 3/4 throttle, traveling in a straight line. Not violating any nav rules, not violating any department policies. We were out of the boat was upside down before we knew it.
He started off that morning, that afternoon, just like any other day. We planned on getting out for a couple hours, going to check boaters, check fishermen, checking for compliance like we do any other day. Not bad conditions, the water wasn't choppy, it's about like it was today. Got out there, checked a few fishermen, checked our local boaters. Everybody's in compliance. You know, next thing I know, we're traveling just like we always have been, just chit-chatting about our day. Come across the log, it changed our way of boating, changed the way we think about things now.
We see a log. This is the actual piece of wood where the lower unit impacted and lodged on it. This hasn't been cut down. This is the actual piece, the same size, and this is what caused our center console patrol boat to capsize.
You know, we go out every day, every other day, busy weekends, and we have, you know, how many times do you run into stuff like this and just keep on going like nothing ever happened? And I guarantee you now, after what we've been through, we know now that something as simple as a semi-submerged log could change your day. And we're just thankful that our operator had his kill switch on and we had our life jackets on and everything went as we trained for it to go.
I remember when I entered the water, I skipped across the surface of the water several feet before I actually entered the water. By doing that, I had a belt type inflatable, manual inflatable PFD on that day. The Velcro that holds it all together allowed the inflation mechanism of that PFD to come, you know, unstowed from its normal position, and I couldn't get my PFD to inflate. And thankfully, my partner's PFD was one more similar to this one here, and you know, it functioned as it should, and we both ended up having to use his PFD to get to the bank.
Luckily mine had stayed on like it's supposed to, because it was, you know, even if you have these in your boat, you have to have them on, because if it's not on, it doesn't do you any good. And even if we had a regular life jacket, I don't think we could have got to it.
This boat is packed full of extra life jackets. There's probably, no lie, there's 12 or 15 extra life jackets in this boat, but there would have been absolutely no way we could have got one of them out of it. Mm-hmm. They were useless to us at that time. We could not use those because they were all stowed in a storage compartment. They weren't being worn.
Afternoon, State Wildlife Officer. Here, turn your engine off.
This boat that we're in today is the actual boat that we were in that day. You know, minus some electronics and a new motor. Boats are repairable, but you're not. We don't want to have to be the ones to go talk to your wife and children and explain to them that you weren't wearing your life jacket, weren't wearing your kill switch cord, and, you know, ejected from the boat and either drowned or got run over by your own vessel.
I think of a life jacket and a kill switch kind of like a seatbelt in the vehicle now. It's mandatory that when we get on a vessel, whether it's recreation or whether it's during the job, it's something that we wear just like a seatbelt.
Yep.
And I think that whenever now that we go through training, you go through your evoc on your boats, and you go through all these courses, and you know, you're told, your instructors tell you, wear your PFD, wear your life jacket, wear your kill switch, you know, operate at safe speeds. But even doing all that stuff, it can still go wrong, you know, even if you're doing everything right. So.
And it never hits home until it happens to you.
Absolutely.
It didn't for me anyway.
I can remember in midair thinking we're really going overboard, and it happened so fast, but also it happened in slow motion. And I can remember thinking, you know, this is exactly what we trained to happen, but hope and pray it never does happen.
But that was proof positive that when it goes bad, you revert to your training.
Absolutely. We learned the hard way that these life jackets float and we don't.